It was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Be
forward.
like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt,
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
You asked the question, what do I think about President Zuma? And it's a question that, one doesn't even think about. And I thought about it, and I thought he's a very courageous, stubborn person. Stubborn in the sense of all the odds seems like it's against him, but still he stands firm as a president. One is not sure I'm not sure if it's something that I should admire, or there's definitely lessons that needs to be learned from there. I also think to a certain extent is selfish because, it's one person against the whole of South Africa. And then the hopes that I have for South Africa is the fact that we can really just live this democracy that was fought for all these years and people's lives that was lost. And I guess also this is part of the democracy where we get to choose who should be our president, what political party we belong to. So, democracy is good and bad, if I can put it that way.
Our president must step down now. It's enough. Because all those people there, I'm also ANC. I like ANC. I love it very much, very much. But I'm still staying in a shack there in Kailicha. So those people there, that on top, they don't think nothing about us. It's enough now. Hashtag Zuma must fall.
Our president right now akahlale aqhibitheme yabantu bonke naye nawe namaphutha wonke umuntu namaphutha emhlabeni so naye asimnika chance naye I don't uthola chance umuntu nawe uzuma hlale qeditheme yakhe ku right akahlale naye.
Yeah, our president Jacob Zuma, yeah, he's been in the headlines a couple of times. I'm not entirely sure if he is the correct person to be in the position, but with that being said, I don't know who else should be. So if they can find a decent replacement, I think we'll have a good president coming our way. I think maybe Musi Manimane would be way better as our president with an economical background. But yeah, just in terms of Jacob Zuma, I think it is about his time now to step down. And I hope South Africa has a brighter future with the next president coming our way.
Zuma has made a lot of bad decisions, and I think every president should have good advisors behind him. So I think it doesn't just start and end with him. He's the front guy, so he's always going to take the blame. So I think in terms of like all the way back to perhaps the whole ANC, it's not entirely him, but as the leader, he has to take the fall for most of the bad decisions that have occurred.
I'm thinking that Mr. Zuma must step down because that's what people need. He must step down. He's been running the country's lost, so we need him to step down for other people to get the opportunity to work and get jobs.
Into ebanga iuzuma ndimthanda yintoni wonke umuntu urongo akekho umuntu o100%. So uqha uzuma ngahlale nalungise imistakes zakhe ayeke uzuma ahlale esihlalweni asuke wawuthanda.
Mina ndicinga into kokuba uNontsika uZuma angehla esihlalweni uRamaphosa angabiyo inantsika president kuphathe umuntu ongumama bhetele siphathe linini unobangela inantsika zile zingamalungelo wethu esingakwazi wafumana mhlawumbe sithi sifuna izindlu asikwazi ukuzifumana siya sincedwe zezinye iparty.
Mna ndicinga uba ngepresident yethu mayehle ngoku kwanele kuba kaloku nyani izenzile izinto urhwaphilizo lukhona and then thina basokolayo basezantsi asibonelelwa nganto. So ndicinga uba ayehle kwanele ngoku and nditsho nje ndiyi-ANC mna and then asoze ndisuke kwa-ANC qha yena makehle.
Kuba umzekelo bayathetha ngoba nangaba masivoteni ekubeni basivotile akho nto bayenzayo ngamandla. Uyafumana? That is why ke ngondisithi uZuma makehle.
Mna upresident wethu andifuni nombona makasuke ehlalweni even i-ANC anazo ndiphinde ndivote mna ngokuthiwa ndivotele i-ANC ngcono ndingavoti because i-ANC siyayivotela xa ifikile phaa phezulu itya kunye neefemeli zayo iyalibala ngabantu bebavotele indawo esihlala kuzo asikhathalelwanga utya kunye nefemeli yakhe makehle uZuma konto ayihleleleyo.
Since Jacob Zuma was there, it was just chaos.
The country is being treated as a circus.
I don't know. Myself, I'm just neutral to. I don't want to really get into politics, but whatever he's doing is obviously, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing because everyone is suffering. But I actually don't even vote. I'm just neutral, so it's fine.
uZuma siswami ngumuntu omhle uZuma ne because uZuma niyenza abantwana then yena uyababhatalela ukuthi uyanibhatalela ukuthi ndiyenza abantwana so ngoku ndiyajabulela loo nto sisi enkosi.
Lokho at the same time akuzukwazi basithi sikhokhelwe ngumuntu at the same time sikhokhele nje abe enamatyala anawo. Asisho uba ukhona umuntu onokwenza perfect izinto emhlabeni kodwa ke ngolu hlobo kwenzeka ngalo engumphathi yenye into siswami ndiyibona ingekho.
Nadithi President Zuma magehle hashtag.
Zuma, I like him to step down because, for example, he's been in this position for a long time and then we don't see any changes for us, for the youth, you see. So for me, I don't see his existing.
My honest opinion would be that it's not the best president we could have in our country. My personal opinion is that I'm very passionate about education in the country, and I think that the education system hasn't changed over the last 8 years. And I think that a part of the problem of unemployment and everything that's going on in South Africa is largely due to the lack of good skills training and education. So I think there's been too much corruption in a sense, and I guess we all think that the country could be built in a much better way.
Mna ndithi makanantsike makahlale esihlalweni uZuma ngoba ke shem uZuma uyasilungiselela cause kaloku uthe wawungena uZuma ukungena kwaZuma iproject iyeyanda ngoba nokwakhelwa kwethu kwezindlu kuqale kuye uZuma ngoku ungena uZuma sesabafumana o-RDP siseza bafumana basaqhubekeka into qha kaloku ngoku akekho umuntu ongenangxaki yaqonda qha yena into endiyifunayo mna ndifuna alungise ezi mistake zakhe abantu bathetha ngazo kodwa aphinde ahlale kwapha esihlalweni sakhe.
I'm very disappointed in our president and I am actually very ashamed of the actions and things that happened under his watch in the last 6 years. I mean, if you look at our economy, that deteriorated to such an extent where poor people are only getting poorer. They can't feed their families. Us lucky ones that were able to find job and employment and join the working class are now faced with paying taxes only to support our political expenses. And it's actually a disgrace, I must say. I'm very embarrassed to be calling Jacob Zuma the president of the ANC and the president of South Africa.
Yeah, Zuma president right, ne? Yeah, why the president right? Because o tshwara country ra rona shapo go ya ka nna wa gile linka ntla wa bontsha gore like rona batho ba bantsho like was motivate our like we must build a legacy for our family.
uZuma utata uZuma umoshe wawugqiba umosha kwakhe akakwazi nokuba athi hayi ndiyayixolela into yoba ndenze impazamo ndiyathatha imali ndiyokha umzi wam ngokwentando yam. laa nkandla yakhe into yokuqala leyo udisrespecta ntoni iofisi yakhe ayifungeleyo uba ndiza kuhlala ndisenza right for uthini unika abantu beli lizwe le nto ifunwa ngabo. But the next thing akenzi loo nto laa tata into ayenzayo uteka his own money wenza his own things athathe kule mali yabantu enze unothanda wakhe ngemali zakhe. Thina silindelena ngoyi-education zabantwana babethethe kamandi apha uba abantwana bazawuthini bazawuxhamla inkululeko zoba bafunde imfundo ekutheni efuneka yenze sonke silingane. But now we're not equal now. Into lezo senza equal jona ngoku kwenzeka into ezifight each and every time mane kufayitwa kuthiwa naku umuntu omhlophe walwa nomunye umuntu omhlophe. Ikwanguye lo lamanyala wenzayo because nawo abantu ababesebengasiboni nje besenza into ezidisrespectayo. It's because of yena kwa president wethu wenza izinto weak. Kaloku idemocracy bangabuthi idemocracy makenze itruth ayilandele. Aphinde athi yena koyika ijele akugqiba umosha. Into enjani leyo?
Jacob Zuma, I think it's been nothing but a disappointment for the people of South Africa. I think his tenure has been full of a lot of disappointment, scandal. It's very unfortunate. We're trying to get foreign investments into South Africa, and everything that Zuma has been involved with has been tainted by scandal, tainted by loss of funds, tainted by allegations of fraud, the rape case against him. Essentially, these are things that you wouldn't want from the president or the leader of your country. I think Jacob started off with a good bang. He was a people's choice. Was a Zulu boy leading the Zulus before the Xhosa man, or Mr. Madiba, led the ANC, which is predominantly, according to my knowledge, a Zulu political party. But I think Zuma has failed the very people that obviously elected him. He came with a lot of promise, and I think he hasn't delivered on at least not even 30% of that. So yeah, my general feel is that he's disappointed me as a South African, but not only me. I think he's disappointed his own people, i.e. the ANC fan base that has supported him. And you can see from the by-elections that a result of his actions is the ANC is losing ground.
Well, he can step down, but I think it lies to ANC because ngababa decide in charge. But I mean, as far as the country to step it down, I think it's only fair because I mean he's saving abantu, so it might as well abantu besithi move, then I move.
Uzuma president right for thina yabakhathalela abantu president right. Siyayivotela ANC siyamthanda uZuma.
He's not the most honest person, what I feel, and I feel like he's a very self-centered person. He doesn't. I wouldn't say he cares much, or he just acts like he's in his own world per se, because so many things are happening in our country and he acts like they're just not there. He just puts like a blanket over them and pretend they don't exist. Students need money for school and he acts like we are unappreciative as students, and like how are we supposed to go and study if we want this South Africa to be empowered, as black people to be empowered, if you are going to act like nothing is happening. Our mothers, they're only increasing imali, like basic salary 3.5. That's still nothing. Our parents are suffering, we are suffering, and this man we put up there, he's not doing anything for us. He's only looking out for himself and his family and the rest of his friends. So I don't know, I feel like South Africans, especially like as the youth now, to actually get this man out of there, because the older generation still sees him as the man who fought in the struggle, as the man who did this and this and this, but like they're still suffering, but then abayiboni lonto. So that's how I feel.
Well, he's our leader. I think he's not a great leader. It's not much unlike Trump, I'd imagine. So I don't know. Yeah, I hope whoever takes over from him is going to do a good job.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.
It seems like it's against him, but still he stands firm as a president. One is not sure I'm not sure if it's something that I should admire, or there's definitely lessons that needs to be learned from there. I also think to a certain extent is selfish, because it's one person against the whole of South Africa, and then the hopes that I have for South Africa is the fact that we
It was a gun.
Not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move
Be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
You asked the question, what do I think about President Zuma? And it's a question that, one doesn't even think about. And I thought about it, and I thought he's a very courageous, stubborn person. Stubborn in the sense of all the...
Okay, good right.
Yeah, our president, Jacob Zuma, he's been in the headlines a couple of times. I'm not entirely sure if he is the correct person to be in the position. But with that being said, I don't know who else should be. So if they can find a decent replacement, I think we'll have a good president coming our way. I think maybe Musi Manimane would be way better as our president with an economical background. But yeah, just
Can really just live this democracy that was fought for for all these years and people's lives that was lost. And I guess also this is part of the democracy where we get to choose who should be our president, what political party we belong to. So, you know, democracy is good and bad, if I can put it that way.
Our president must step down now. It's enough. Because all those people there, I'm also ANC. I like ANC. I love it very much, very much. But I'm still staying in a shack there in Kailicha. So those people there, that on top, they don't think nothing about us. It's enough now. Hashtag Zuma must fall.
Our president right na akahlale aqedwe ithemba yabantu bonke naye. Nawe namaphutha wonke umuntu namaphutha emhlabeni. So naye asimnike chance naye. I don't uthola chance umuntu nawe Zuma ahlale aqedwe